Sorry, we're closed.
All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Sean on vacation, Ocean City, Maryland. How are we doing out there? The Wi-Fi, I feel like, is not that great there.
It's actually fine. I've actually not. The service. I think the Wi-Fi is actually better than the cell service down here. I was on the beach yesterday. I couldn't get any bars while I was lying on the beach.
Okay. That's great, and it seems though that your video has gone out, or we're back now. I actually just did the same thing. Anywho, moving on from that. Question of the day, Sean. Welcome back. Question of the day. Interesting question too, because I had a real son of a bitch time finding this shit this week. Very frustrating. I gave a good effort. It wasn't like a half-ass effort. I gave a good effort, and it was just not in the cards for me this week, guys. But I put my best foot forward and tried my best. And the question is, would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Well, what's a pause button? Is it like click? Like where the movie click?
With Adam Sandler. That's what I figured it was. But the thing is with that was very different. It was that the remote in that movie was a smart remote. So every time if you fast forward the dentist office, every time you got to the dentist, it fast forwarded. So anytime you get a fight with anytime you fought with your wife, every fight you had with your wife, fast forward. So you end up missing a ton of your life.
Pause or rewind? Rewind's tricky because I think that can really screw with what life is. Because I'll do anything. you know, like anything short of death. Like you can literally do anything. But pause is kind of the same way, where it's less, I think, influential on what you do or like the outcome. I think pause. I think I'd rather do the pause button, because as nice as it would be to do rewind and never make mistakes, that's not real life. And I don't think life would be as fun if there was no. It didn't matter. I'll try to do this right now, and if it didn't work, I'll just go back and do something else. So I'm going pause button.
You know, I have to agree with you, because for one, like you talk about a little bit about how when you relive events, they're not as cool as they were in the moment. The first time you did it was never as cool. Like if you were to go, like you play a video game the first time, awesome video game. It wasn't as cool the second time. You enjoyed it, but it wasn't as cool the second time. I'd rather be able to be in the moment longer than redo it a second time. And I think that's what the pause button, at least that's how I'm interpreting the pause button in this scenario. I'd rather that option rather than I did the event, now I'm going to go redo it.
Like, could I in the pause scenario be at a West Virginia football game, hit the pause button, go onto the field, and tie the quarterback's shoes together for the other team, and then walk back into my seat and then hit unpause?
I guess theoretically, yes.
Could you imagine watching that game? And they do the replay. They're like, here he is going back into his drop, and his shoelaces just go boom, just together. They would think people would be like, we literally have to stop playing games in Morgantown because there is a ghost out.
It's fucking Hogwarts out there. Someone's fucking doing that shit.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, apart from the insanity stuff. Apart from those types of things, I think I would go with the pause button though as well. Just because, like I said, I just don't rewind. I mean, like you said, what's the point in doing anything?
Yeah, and even pause. Like I don't even know. I mean, it'd be like cool to just like hit pause and just like take a breather. But I don't know that like I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't mess with WVU probably because it wouldn't be the same. Like say they won the national championship on the year I'm tying all the quarterback's shoes on every.
You know when you would do it? You would do it when you're like 86. You're like, I'm getting one out of this. I gave you guys your fair play. I'm getting one.
So true. That's the stuff. Like even that. Like I still think, like the pause button. Like I don't know. Like what would I do differently if it was a pause button? Maybe I would like sneak on to like airplanes that are going to like Paris, and like find empty seats and sweep planes and just go. I don't know. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really see much use for either of them.
Like I said, the way I kind of interpreted it, it's almost rather than a pause button, it'd be a slow-mo button where the time's kind of drawn out and those moments that you really enjoyed being a part of are just longer. Because I guess pause, theoretically, everything stops.
The entire human experience changes with either of those options.
Yes, 100%.
And I don't want to mess too much with that.
No, well, we're enjoying our lives. And that's what goes back to a lot of these questions of the day is when you go back, you're like, well, I mean, I kind of enjoy my life right now. I'm okay. I don't need it. I don't need that. And as our good friend Gary Vaynerchuk said, who is being very, very, very dear personal friend.
Close personal friend.
Gary V. He did say that you could be making $30,000 a year and be the happiest person on earth if you just really enjoy what you do and you're okay.
Yeah.
There's actually a Gary V TikTok out right now. Someone saying that this guy is like running a Ponzi scheme. Gary? Yeah, and like the NFT world and all that. He just pumped it up, and now it's tanking. And like I guess somehow he was making money off it. I don't know.
Well, he said. I mean, whatever Gary is investing in, like his personal clout is going to bring him money because people are going to just blindly follow what he does.
Yes.
But I've heard him say many times that cryptocurrencies and NFTs are like everything else where it just floods the market and almost 100% of them are going to go to zero. And there'll be, one or two standing long-term that actually are viable in the marketplace. So Ponzi scheme, I'm not in on because he's at least from what I've seen, he's been pretty upfront about saying, almost all of what you're investing in is going to suck and crumble you. It's just you got to be able to find the ones that aren't.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Honestly, I like Gary. I have the read on him that he's a good person.
Yeah.
So I don't believe he's running a Ponzi scheme in any way.
He's deploying empathy at scale. He's too busy. He's too busy with that
at scale and just hitting garage sales at scale.
Does your audience know who Gary Vaynerchuk is?
I have no idea.
I gotta assume no. Like we're talking sports fans here.
He's big enough where he goes into other platforms though.
That should be one of our polls. Do you know who Gary V is? Because we talk about him a good bit. I think that like when I was working in sports, I never ever came across this guy until I was with the Lakers, maybe towards the end of my time in LA.
Yeah.
That's when I started like becoming, and only because Tim introduced me to him. I would not have known otherwise.
It's an interesting point. I just assume people know who he is.
Who doesn't? I mean, he certainly commented on one of your photos.
He had to have. He is the originator of Comment City, although we did do Comment City a little bit less than he would have preferred, or a little more than he probably would have preferred, because we were doing.
No chance we did it more than he would have preferred. He would want us to not be sleeping.
He wanted, if you remember correctly, he wanted $1.80 strategy. We were, which is 2 cents on 90 posts.
Yeah, and he wanted it to be real comments, and we did not.
And we
bastardized it.
We were commenting on hundreds of posts, which for people out there that have looked at my Instagram in any way, that is 100% how I've gained my following on Instagram.
Same comment.
I have no. Every time I post on there, people are like, "This guy sucks. See you later, bud." And
I still think that it has to be bots that are unfollowing you as soon as you post. I just can't imagine there's that many people with their finger on the trigger.
Yeah, no.
It is for you in particular.
Yeah, there's like every time I post, I would say I'm losing a right around 30 to 40 followers.
Same.
So there's just not even there's no even point in me posting there, which I don't anymore. However, interesting thought. I saw a guy talk about Instagram Reels the other day, and he said, you know, when you post a reel, and it comes up and says, "Do you want this displayed on your main feed?" Do you recall this portion? I know neither of us have posted.
I mean, I haven't posted a reel in months.
Same. This is a question they ask you. I can confirm that. He says, "Fuck
Say
that."
no. Yeah.
And the reason being, there was a few reasons. He just said that he did the same exact post, one main, one non-main. His non-main feed did infinitely better than his main feed one, and he said the main feed actually got a huge boost because the non-main feed went viral, and then people just started using the sound, so his got a big boost after that. So it was even worse than it actually looked, and it was bad as it was.
I think two things of Instagram right now. I think that one, it's sneaky making a comeback. I think they're making changes, and I'm just starting to see people that I respect and that are into growing on social posting more on Instagram again. And I'm also seeing that extreme volume of posts is effective, like to the extent of posting like 70 times a week, which is impossible for us to create that much content with still doing anything else, including eating in our life.
That Alex Hormozy guy?
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys for sure. And I also seeing that I've seen him in particular. He posts like tweets on Instagram as a reel, which I found to be really interesting.
Yeah, I actually look at more at his stuff. I like his stuff. The thing that I found
when I first started following him, he had like 12,000 followers, and he is like exploding right now.
Yes. Something that I find interesting about the non-main feed thing is this. So when you post on a non-main, are you essentially at this point is Instagram only sending it out to the hashtags now, like TikTok does, rather than your followers who seemingly don't give a fuck, and now you're growing more organically? And is that why the reach is greater? Is that the TikTok in Instagram Reels world, other than me sending it and then me, like, really a lot of my followers that it sends it to are friends of mine who really don't give a fuck. Like, they're just there because we're friends, and like, okay, yeah, but I'm not really into baseball content or the shit that Pat does on this. So they like, okay, keep scrolling. They don't care. Now, if it goes out to the hashtags on the non-main, is it worth it? And so now I have Instagram Reels for the first time in months has been put back on my to-do list to throw a couple non-main feeds out there just to give it a tester, see how it plays out there, and see what we're looking at here. Because I threw a main one up recently, got like 3,000 views, waste of time. So now I'm curious to do a few testers, see how it goes.
Yeah, I think what it feels like to me is that like Instagram is like the main feed is like what they always have been, right? So it's like they're hesitant it's like losing their identity as a platform and being full send on like the TikTok algorithm. I saw that Gary actually said that like the reason that TikTok's blowing up is because it's content focused versus people or social focused, and like on Instagram, like your friends, you follow your friends, that's who you see. But people evolve. Like the people that I was friends with 10 years ago, I'm not necessarily friends with anymore, so they don't really care about my stuff. Whereas the content can always evolve with you as you change. And it feels like that's just a better way to run a social platform. And Instagram's like saying, like, they're like, okay, we get it, we're doing this, but we're still main feed because it's who we are, it's our DNA, as opposed to like just as opposed to being like, look, we just have to evolve with the times here and move on. And I think that's I think like eventually they're going to have to just go full send on the other on reels or some more dynamic form.
I agree with that, and I will say that I was ahead of my time because
you are a pioneer, my friend.
What was the app prior to TikTok, not Musical.ly, prior to that as well?
Vine.
I remember liking Vine more than the other apps.
When those TikToks come up like best Vines ever,
Yeah,
why Vine is better? They're so funny.
Yes. So I'm ahead of my time. But anyway, the
Red Sox Yankees.
Yeah, completely off our question of the day. But as always with those types of things, like, you have certain choices, and in the choices that you should be making, I think you should go. Sorry We're Closed is brought to you by my friends over at WynnBET. WynnBET is bringing the excitement of Wynn Las Vegas, which we will be there in very shortly, to online sports betting. Whether you're a recreational player or a serious handicapper, WynnBET is your ticket to every exciting wager, from straight bets to parlays, teasers, and any exotic proposition wager you can dream up. Sign up today and use promo code XSWC1. And after placing your first $50 wager, you will receive $200 to bet with. There is also $10 casino bonus for those in New Jersey and Michigan if you wager $10 as a first-time player. Again, the promo code is XSWC1. There is no better way to enjoy the sports than with some extra winnings in your pocket. For extra winnings in your pocket to use for all your favorite bets, betting is a team sport. Join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBET.com. Must be 21 years old to participate. Only available in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Tennessee, and Virginia.
I think it would be awesome to bet on tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah. First of all, like, especially men's tennis, it's fairly predictable. Like Nadal, Djokovic are always going to be in the mix. But then there's these other guys out there like Nick Kyrgios and Tsitsipas. Like, these guys are like really good players, but and you can I don't know how they set it up for like betting on tennis, but I think it'd be fun to like watch Wimbledon with like more on the line, like to watch. Like right now I'm watching the women's semifinals, and it would be sick if I had, it would be so much sicker if I had like a couple bucks on Simona Halep here,
Of course, it'd be way sicker.
Yeah.
One thing I do know they have on the WynnBET app is the Red Sox money line. Big weekend this weekend, Sean. Big weekend, but really not also that big. More so big for Boston fans than it is for New York fans, because even if the Red Sox were to sweep the Yankees, they would still be 10 games back. So not that big for Yankee fans. However, had an interesting series. Just go briefly over. We don't care about the Yankees. We know they're still good. But briefly to go over the Red Sox recent series with the Tampa Bay Rays out in Boston. It wasn't a great series. Lost the series 2-1, I believe, if I remember correctly. And now we are tied for the division. Wait a minute. Hold on. No, we only played 2 games. My apologies. We only played 2 games. No, 3 games. I can't remember. 3 games. Played 3 games. 3 games, and we won 1, lost 2. High-scoring affairs. We did have a big-time prospect start for the Red Sox. A guy, his last name is Bello. I can't remember his first name off the top of my head, but had a tough one. Had a little bit of some jitters. I think in the 4th, gave like 3 spot.
In a debut?
Huh?
In a debut?
In a debut. He's a big-time guy. We're excited to have him up in Boston and hopefully with us for the near future. But not a good series.
Throwing tantrums in the Worcester dugout.
Yes, I did see that. That is very prototypical Chris Sale. Not surprised by that in any capacity. But I will be very thankful to have him back. But I didn't love this series in Boston. Especially going into actually the last 2 series. The Cubs, I didn't love the way they played. The Rays, I didn't love the way they played. And now we're going into the gauntlet. The buzzsaw that is the New York Yankees. So now
starts tonight.
Starts tonight. Now think about this, Sean. The Red Sox got a 4-game set against the Yankees in Boston, right? Well, actually, let's take it one step further. We just played 3 against the Rays. Then we have 4 against the Yankees. Another 3 or 4 game set against the Rays. And then another 3 game set against the Yankees. And then we come back to Boston to play the Blue Jays. For Red Sox fans, this stretch, and this is why I'm so upset about how they played against the Cubs and how they played against the Rays, is these next, however many games I just rattled off there, let's say 16 games, is so crucial. It literally could really, really, really put you behind the 8 ball going the last month and a half of baseball, or 2.5 months of baseball, or it could really get you out ahead of the game. And who knows the way this Yankee team is playing, how well you're going to do. So that's why you needed to take care of business in Tampa. That's why you need to take care of business in Toronto, or it's in Boston, but Toronto comes to us. You need to take care of those games because the Yankees, the way they're playing, you'd be lucky to get a split in these series because they're just so good. I mean, they just beat the Pirates like 16-0.
The Pirates are so bad.
Yeah, but the Pirates are like 3rd in the division. People are loving the Pirates right now. So
really,
it's very frustrating to watch this Yankee team, this Red Sox team, and how they played.
Did you see the video of Giancarlo Stanton hitting the home run in like the 9th to make it 16-0? And the announcer just goes, "This is ridiculous."
Yes, because it is. The team is so good.
Yeah, they're
great. They're just such a solid club, and they're just not letting up. They got no hit for like 15 consecutive innings. That they go on to win that second game, and they just keep it going. They just keep it going. In this Red Sox club, although a good club, the Rays are a good club, the Blue Jays are a good club. This is very important, isn't it? You just, because of that Rays series right there that you just had, they lost 2 out of 3. That you just made this 4-game set in Boston very, very important for this Red Sox ball club because you just need it. You have a much more difficult road here to take the majority of these games going into the back end of July. Let's take a look at the matchups, Sean.
It would be good to get a couple for the Red Sox here, even just a split. Because give you some confidence going into the end of into the stretch here inside of the AL East. I think that would be. It's crazy to think that getting a split would give you some confidence. Yankees are just the class of the league right now, man. I mean, it's just the beast.
They are the cream of the crop. They're just very good right now, and we're not in a position right now to even consider ourselves in competition with the New York Yankees for this division because we're just flat out not. That's just not how the world works right now. But Thursday night, tonight, start off hot. We got Garrett Cole.
I figured.
Versus Josh Winkowski. Sean, let me ask you a question.
How do we feel about that matchup?
I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be completely honest with me. I know what your answer is going to be already. Have you ever heard of Josh Winkowski?
He's my favorite player. No, I don't know. And I've never heard of that person in my existence.
Okay. Well, I can tell you as a Red Sox fan, I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it right. It seems like it's right. I will say Josh has pitched well for the most part this year. And not even just for the most part. Like he hasn't been an every start whatever it's the word I'm looking for. He hasn't been an every 5th day starter for us. However, he's been up recently, pitched against the Tigers, pitched against the Guardians, pitched against the Cubs, has done well pretty much every start he's been in. In the regular season this year, he's got a 3.12 in 26 innings. So he has pitched well for the Red Sox this year. Do I love the matchup against Garrett Cole? No, I don't love that, Sean. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love it. But
I think Cole is gettable. I think Cole is gettable.
Yes, he is. Of course he is. Especially against the Red Sox line. The Red Sox are good.
Fenway, people are going to be hyped Thursday at Fenway. What? Cole's gettable.
Cole is gettable. Listen, I have faith in Winkowski. Would it be nice to have Garrett Cole on the mound instead of him? Yes. But I will say, Garrett Cole has had his ups and downs, and the only reason, honestly, you pick Garrett Cole right now over Josh Winkowski is because Garrett Cole's a name, right? It's like you pick like a Tiger Woods over a young guy that's an up and comer,
which is the right call every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We never not pick Tiger Woods. But it's so interesting looking at this series. It's so unlike any other series we've seen this year because when we played the Yankees last, it wasn't like a huge thing for us. Just like to watch and to think, oh well, Josh has been pitching very well for us, but to think, okay, he's about to go against the Yankee lineup that just dropped 16 runs. And the same token, although the Red Sox have gotten Garrett Cole pretty well over the past few starts, I guess they've played against each other. It's still Garrett Cole. He's got great stuff. We all know that. He's got 2.99 in the year, I believe. He's been fantastic. He's got 2.99 in the year. It's listen. No matter which way you look at it, this would be great if this was my video that we're using. By the way, looking at me,
I was going to say something. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's using the top camera,
here. But this would be funny.
He's so amateur. I think the Red Sox are, here on this elite level podcast, I think that they're looking good for the season. Make sure you subscribe, smash that like button.
I love that. Smash the button. Unfortunately for us, we only have for the Red Sox as far as matchups it's to be determined for both of us on Friday and Saturday. The Yankees probably have Nestor Cortez going on Friday. They probably have Jordan Montgomery going on Saturday. And then Sunday night, we are pretty sure it's Jameson Taillon versus Nick Pivetta, which should be a very good matchup. Two solid pitchers.
Sunday Night Baseball.
Sunday Night Baseball. I'll be in attendance. Both very good.
Standing ovation, likely.
Well, listen, I announced I'm going to be there, and a lot of people are talking that they're probably going to ask me to throw out the first pitch. I know.
I want somebody to walk up to you at Fenway and say, "Congratulations, Matt Tenney." That's what we need. There should be. You should do a giveaway. Do you have any more of those "Sorry We're Closed" merchandise?
I don't know.
You should find, if you have a T-shirt or a koozie or a mug or something, sneak it in Fenway. And if somebody says, "Congrats, Matt Tenney," you got to give them something. Buy him a beer or something.
I'll buy him a drink. There you go. That's on brand for me. If you come up to me at Fenway and congratulate Matt Tenney, by the way, first off, Sean, congratulations, Matt Tenney. Congratulations, Matt Tenney.
I mean, I think somebody doubled up on his posts, but I saw 4 comments on his most recent posts congratulating him. First of all, I have not said anything to him. It has to be, he has to be so, there's no way he didn't walk into the Angels clubhouse the next day and be like, people were commenting on my picture last night. "Congrats, Matt Tenney." I don't even know how they know it's my name.
Please.
Because it's like a non-personal account. It's like his photography account.
This is what I'm going to do. I want everyone who sees this video to go to Matt Tenney's page. Sean, please shout out what it is again.
It was at 10 Visuals, TENN Visuals. It's a photography page. It'll be pretty clear.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on the screen somewhere. But please go to his account and his latest picture say, "Congrats, Matt Tenney." Please, 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 please do this. If this goes viral and we end up having like 1,000 comments of "Congrats, Matt Tenney," I will lose my proverbial mind.
We got to find I just want to know about like the investigation into how he will try to figure out, like, he's got to be clicking on the picture. I clicked on a couple of them. And the thing is 10 Visuals doesn't follow you. His main account might, but his 10 Visuals, I think 10 Visuals follows me. But most of the people that were commenting, I don't think followed me. So he might draw 0 connections whatsoever when he clicks on the pictures.
Also, Sean, can you do me a favor? Bring up 10 Visuals. I know you're on your computer, right?
No, I'm on my phone. I can get my computer though. You want me to?
No. I just have my computer. Now I'll just go on mine because I want to shout out everyone that was so kind enough to go on and do this for us. Oh, what the? Okay, hopefully this works. I don't log on my computer very often. But I want to shout out everyone that. Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Sean. Go get yours, because I can't get on my my Instagram here. But really, if that goes through, and we have 1,000 people commenting, congratulations, Matt Tenney, he will find out at that point. He'd have to.
Well, but the thing is how is he going to find out? Honestly,
if it goes viral.
Because the only way he's going to find out, though, is if it pops up on his feed, somebody tells him, or he would have to Google it.
The odds, let's say, the odds of 1,000 people commenting "Congrats, Matt Tenney," and someone not tagging one of us are slim. They're slim.
Well, don't be that guy and tag us.
Yes, please. I want to keep this going for as long as possible before he sees anything.
He's just going to think that he's just killing it on Instagram.
Congrats, Matt Tenney.
Which, to be fair, he totally would be killing it at this case. Okay, here we go. 10 visuals. His most recent post. We got 5. We got 5. Okay, so the first part. I'm gonna do a nice thing for everybody, because I got to give him credit. When you do this, this is the bold play. Okay. Eric Von Hoffen. Give it up for Eric Von Hoffen.
Eric. Hold on. Eric, shout out Eric, friend of mine, spent July 4th barbecuing with him. He is and he's a good friend of our friend that we do business with, Sean, that I do not talk about on the podcast.
I can see based on following here.
Yes.
And what we should know about Eric is you simply cannot spell America without Eric.
No, you can't.
You simply cannot.
Simply
okay.
cannot.
Next on the list. Great start here. Sean Smith. He's all about keep moving forward.
Love that. Congratulations, Sean. Sean, clap it up?
Moving along. Next on the list was Nick Julian. Oh, he's a Phoenix. Elon. Class of 2024. Massachusetts fellow. Give it up for Nick Julian. And finally, was Zoid Berger.
Oh, Zoid.
He's a Sox kid, let me tell you. So thank you, Zoid. Okay. That's who did it. And everybody else was like, hey man, great picture. And then everyone else was congrats, Matt Tenney. Kudos to everyone. Thank you.
Yes. I am very appreciative that people do that. I'm also very appreciative that we have a podcast that is getting at least 5 people to do this for us.
I mean, watch out, Rogan.
Watch out, Rogan. I don't know how we got to that part, but congrats, Matt Tenney. And make sure we clip this. And if you're not following me on TikTok or Sean on TikTok, go do it. I'm certainly going to post that clip. And I need you. Apparently, there's this new rule, 57% rule. That they have this new part of the part of the analytics that if 57% of the people watch your video for longer than like 3 seconds, something like that your post does tremendously better. That's why the hook is so important.
So for the first 3 seconds, you just got to be going nuts.
It might work. But make sure you're watching for more than 3 seconds. Comment, like that shit. Sean is out for the count. He is out of the Zoom call now because he's laughed so hard that he pulled the microphone.
It has put me in safe driving mode, and I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Oh man. All right. Well, hopefully that works. It probably won't. Knowing what we do, it probably won't do nothing. There'll be like 4 of us that look at it, but look around the league. Actually, you know what? No, Sean, let's do this first, since we don't get this very often. We get, I think, maybe 4 or 5 times a year. Predictions. 1, I want everyone to know, please use the XSWC1 code, XSWC1. I am putting money, I can guarantee it, on the Red Sox money line this weekend on the WinBet app. I will be putting money on that. I'll also be in Boston for 2 nights, Saturday and Sunday night. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I'm not going to the game Friday because I will be appearing, Sean, on a live show for MLB Network on Friday, 3 to 4 p.m. The Off Base show. So I'll be appearing on that. So I had to take a late train up to Boston. But Saturday, Sunday, I'll be at the games, and I will be putting money on the money line on the WinBet app. I already have, I think, $100 loaded onto the thing. I believe. But send me a screenshot on Twitter if you guys do that. I'll make sure I retweet it. And then if you're at the game, come say hi. Come say hi. I'll be in a box, but you can wave.
Actually, don't come say hi. Security will remove you from the stadium.
They will absolutely beat you to a pulp.
They will beat you to a bloody pool of nothingness.
Of nothingness. All right, Sean. Predictions. Red Sox Yankees series. The Yankees are the cream of the crop of baseball right now. They have been for almost the entire year. The Red Sox, fantastic through the month of June. Slow start here in July. What are you taking? Give me your series prediction.
Yankees are going to win tonight, Thursday. They're going to win 2-1. It's going to be slow for both teams, but the Yankees are going to grit it out. Game 2, Red Sox, 6-5.
Wow.
6-5. Red Sox are feeling themselves. They feel like they got a little juice in the tank. Then on Saturday, the Yankees will absolutely dismantle every part of the Red Sox squadron. They will win 11-4. And then Sunday Night Baseball is going to be a classic Yankees-Red Sox battle where Xander is going to hit a walk-off single for the Red Sox in the 9th. 2-2 split.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks. Sean, let me ask you a question. Are you going to be on the WinBet app taking the Yankees money line while I take the Red Sox money line?
I'm going to take the exact money line that I just bet, whatever that is.
Yeah, apparently the money line means you're just gambling the Yankees to win.
So I'm going to go Yankees, Red Sox, Yankees, Red Sox.
Yes. And honestly, Sean, I'm going to take the same. I agree with you. I think they'll split. I think the Red Sox are too good of a ball club to get swept in this series.
Fenway Magic.
Yep, Fenway. It's going to be rocking. Fenway is going to be electric. It's going to be alive, and this team is going to come out swinging. I'm saying the Red Sox split this series against the Bronx Bombers, and put ourselves in a good position with a good walk-off. I'm with you. Let's do a walk-off on Sunday Night Baseball, and let's get excited to go sweep that Rays team. Right, Xander.
Bogarts.
Xander Bogarts. So there you go. There you have it. Both of us picking a split for the Red Sox-Yankees series, a split, and both of us will be taking the Red Sox and each other's favorite teams at money lines throughout this weekend on the WinBet app. XSWC1. Take it to the bank. Look around the league, Sean. Look around the league. We've done the AL East. We're good there. AL Central, the Twins continue to extend their lead on first place on the Guardians. They're now 4.5 games up on the Guardians when the Guardians just last week were in first place. So the Twins saying that. The White Sox also in contention. Tigers and Royals irrelevant. The Astros, similar to the Yankees, only they would be 6 games back from the Yankees. But they have a 13-game lead on the Mariners, who are in second place. The Mariners 41-42. 15. The Rangers are 15.5 games back. That's a shit show division, just like the American League East. Only the American League East has fucking 4 good teams. They just have the most juggernaut team in all of baseball history competing with. So there you have that. Switching over to the NL East, the Mets. The Mets still have a 2.5 game lead on the Braves, as the Braves have cooled off a little bit after their 14 or 13 game win streak. But the Mets hold on to that lead narrowly, and the Phillies also cooled off a little bit recently after firing Joe Girardi. And now they're 43-39. NL Central, the division no one cares about. The Brewers 47-37. Cardinals 44-30. Everyone else fairly irrelevant in that division. As the Cubs, Pirates, Reds round out that division. The Pirates losing 16-0 or something like that to the Yankees last night. Even the announcers didn't want to be a part of that game. And then the NL West, the Dodgers extend their lead, it seems, on that division, having a 6-game lead over the Padres, a good Padres team, and a 10.5 game up on Giants. Arizona and Rockies, pretty irrelevant. That's
shout out to San Diego Padres. A Quinnipiac Bobcat made his major league debut yesterday and got a hit in his first little knock in his first AB.
Oh,
no idea what his name is.
Look at that, a little knock on the first AB. Welcome, into the Major League Baseball. You could have probably bet that prop bet. WinBet is bringing the excitement to Win Las Vegas to online sports betting and casino play. Get in all of your favorite teams, players, and sports, from boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport. They have what you need to win. Sign up today and use promo code XSWC1. And after placing your first $50 wager, you'll receive $200 to bet with. There is also a $10 casino bonus for those in New Jersey and Michigan if you wager $10 as a first-time player. Again, promo code is XSWC1. Offer subject to change, terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 years old to participate. Only available in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Tennessee, and Virginia.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm struggling with those today. Anywho.
So let me jump in.
That's great.
I think we should touch on this, at least, even if it's just briefly. You probably don't know this. Have you watched any of Wimbledon?
I've watched all. I have seen the guy Kyrgios's shit going on, but that's it.
Okay, so Rafa Nadal was in the quarterfinals last night or yesterday, and he injured his abs. Okay.
Yep.
And he took a break. He went back into the locker room, got worked on, came back out, and he basically started serving like you and I. Half speed. I mean, obviously significantly better than us, but he was taking 30 miles an hour off his serve.
Okay.
And I mean, it was super casual, right? And he's playing an American who's at full strength. And he proceeded to dissect this dude with the complete inability to hit the ball. He was hitting the lines like you wouldn't believe. It was one of the great tennis performances of all time. And it went the full length. I think it went full 5 sets. And it was at the point where I'm watching the match and I'm saying he's going to pull himself in the set 2 or 3. I was like, he can't finish. He can't play tennis. He has to pull himself out of this match. Even if he wins, how is he going to play the next one? Right. And he dismantled this dude. He dismantled his confidence. He dismantled his tennis game. He may never recover. I mean, you literally are losing to a gimp on the other side. You have to go on YouTube or Twitter and find a video of him serving before his injury and after, because he's a full strength guy on every hit. He's a full max effort guy, and he was going to it was so soft afterwards, and it was. I heard somebody comparing it to Michael Jordan's flu game, and I think it's a great comparison where you're just you're going on empty here. I got nothing to tank, and he was just moving him around the court. It was absolutely incredible. And tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m., he will face off against Kyrgios in the semifinals. I don't know how he can possibly pull it off, but it really might happen. It will be an incredible thing. 8:30 Eastern time, he will tee it up against Kyrgios, and Djokovic will likely just absolutely decimate whoever he's playing in the other round and make it to the finals, because it's just what happens every single time.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. What I find interesting about that is does that give a thought process to how much longer Nadal could play if he doesn't need the power?
I mean, I think that yes, it definitely does. But I also think that I don't think that he can sustain it. I don't think anybody can sustain it. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Because the guy who's facing him, like, he prepared for mega Nadal. And all of a sudden, it's like friggin' ping pong out here, and like even the announcers were like, "It has to be throwing him off so much," because all of he's used to seeing 140-mile-an-hour serve. Now they're coming in at 97. You know, like that's. I mean, it's like lobbing it over the net, and then he starts carving them down the lines. I mean, you just have to imagine that they're going in with game plans, and they have no concept. They've never seen anybody play like this since they're out in their backyard with their grandpa. And all of a sudden, Rafa Nadal at center court at Wimbledon's doing. It's like the Rookie of the Year when just lob it in right at the end of the movie. Lob it in, right? And they just don't know. It's, I don't know. That's what I think.
Interesting. Well, listen, I love Nadal. I love Federer. I guess Federer's not playing in this one, or he's out already?
And we might have seen the last Federer.
Okay. Is he getting old? I mean, obviously, I know he's getting old.
I mean, he's in his 40s, and he recently had a knee surgery, and I think he's just like, I'm only playing if I feel amazing.
I get it. Kind of like Tiger.
Yeah.
Only less controversy. At least that I know of. The other thing we're kind of, this is back to baseball, but it reminds me of something. And we talk about like the social media marketing and all that stuff sometimes on this podcast. Obviously, maybe not. Maybe who knows what the fuck you see? You never see anything. But did you see the Derek Jeter billboard outside of Fenway?
No, I didn't.
So Derek has that thing coming out, the Captain, and HBO is what's new, or is it ESPN?
ESPN, I think.
ESPN put up a billboard right outside of Fenway Park about it. And people are thinking that this is like a dig to Red Sox fans. And my opinion is very similar to how I approach TikTok marketing and when I do things, is that we always talk about how you want to create emotion. Is I almost all my posts, a lot of them at least, I hashtag Red Sox and I hashtag Yankees because the Yankees fans are going to boost my algorithm because they hate me more, probably more so than the Red Sox fans are going to do so. So when you're marketing towards something, Red Sox fans are much more likely to watch the Jeter documentary than Ranger fans are probably, because they want to see this stuff. The Red Sox can be a part of the documentary. They hate Jeter or they respect him because it was such a great rivalry, what have you. I think it's just great. I think it's just standard marketing. Yeah, it's standard marketing. Like you're gonna put it in front of people that hate you just as much as you put people in front of you that love you, because they're probably gonna tune in too because they hate you. They want to watch you. Like people wanted to watch Donald Trump's press conferences that fucking hated the guy because they want to find something and just latch on and I hate you.
You say one bad thing.
They're just looking for anything to hate you. There's a reason why CNN shows up to Trump things and Fox News shows up to Biden things. It's because I shouldn't get you.
This is gotcha journalism, but you won't gotcha me.
So I think a lot of people took it in a different way than I think it was actually what was being used here. But I thought it was worth mentioning on the podcast because
it's great.
It is interesting to see how that people do, like these big market companies that still do this stuff, because they have the same thought process. They're just looking for clicks, and they know Red Sox fans are going to click on that documentary. Is it 30 for 30 or what is it?
I think it's going to be like the Last Dance thing, so it's not really a 30 for 30. It's a separate episodes. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. I think it was great. I loved it. And then one side note, I think we might have mentioned the last podcast, but I wanted to mention it today. Shout out to Mark Appel, former teammate of mine, made his Major League debut late June for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's done very well in AAA. I don't know if he's still up, if he's been sent back down, what have you. But that guy had quite the journey. I played with him in 2010 in Newport for the Newport Goals. And really nice guy. Love the guy. I know he went through some shit. Which we all have gone through in baseball. Like very few people have not gone through shit, whether you're Mike Trout or you're me. He was able to fight through it and come back, kind of similar to a Daniel Bard. Big high ceiling guys able to fight through a lot of bullshit and come back and play. And now, hopefully he thrives and does very well and has a very long career because he was a really good guy, easy guy to root for. So shout out to Mark Appel on that. Finally, Sean. Finally. Now I'll let you get to the beach because I know you're itching. I know you're itching. But let's go to the question of the day to end the day. Let's read some comments because I think we have some. We have two, so not many. But we have two. Richard Kalugna Jr. always responding. Shout out, Richard. He wants to go with rewind, but is in all caps. Do I forget all that has happened in the future? Thanks. I'll hang up and listen. So that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of like you're like you like current you gets to step back into old you's shoes, and then make decisions.
Yeah.
I guess you don't. I don't know. Would you forget? I don't know. I'm like trying to make sense of such a nonsensical.
Yes. I mean, the thing is, if you forget it, then it's like you're reliving it, but without knowing you relived it. It'd be like almost like deja vu. And when people have those conspiracy theories about deja vu, that you have relived things, and that's why you somewhat remember them. But we'll say for this scenario, no, you don't get to just forget things. You know everything. And then Joker said similar, but he wants to rewind, and because there's so many fuck ups that can be avoided.
Yeah, but I still think that's not that would be a bad use of it.
Yeah, well, listen, there's only 2 minutes left, and everyone's telling you to go fuck yourself, San Diego, because rewind is the clear winner. One of the biggest wins we've seen here on the Sorry We're Closed podcast. Rewind wins 83% of the votes. Pause gets 17. Absolute domination by Rewind. And on this podcast, 100% of the hosts suggest wanted pause.
Makes sense.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Listen.
That's all I got without being offensive.
Yes, listen. I like that. Great. Listen. If you could use the rewind button, what you should do is rewind back in time and get on the WinBet team. Betting is a team sport. Join the WinBet team and bet with the best. They've got your ticket to every straight bet, parlay, teaser, and props wager, all right at your fingertips. The WinBet app is easy to use, so play with the most trusted brand in the industry. Sign up today and use promo code XSWC1. And after placing your first $50 wager, you'll receive $200 to bet with. There is another $10 casino bonus for those in New Jersey and Michigan. Again, the promo code is XSWC1. Offer subject to change terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 or older to participate. Only available in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Tennessee, and Virginia. And again, guys, for those of you in Boston this weekend for the Red Sox-Yankees series, please say hello if you see me.
Congrats, Matt Tenney.
Congrats, Matt Tenney. Please, 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 if you don't have TikTok, download that shit and follow me and Sean, and then engage with these damn posts, because I need that post to blow up to 1,000 comments. I need it. And TikTok has the capabilities to get the reach in order to produce this. It's not this thing where I'm post on Instagram and like 3 people are going to like it. This is a real thing that can happen. Please get this to happen, guys. We got 300 listeners to this podcast. I need all of you to get on TikTok and do this shit, because this would be absolutely electric. Other than that, send some screenshots our way on Twitter, and or on Instagram. Tag me on your Instagram story post. I'll retweet or repost over there for showing that you gambled on the Red Sox-Yankee series, no matter which way you gambled. And even if you just use the promo code for a different game, please tag us so we can shout you out, because I do appreciate you guys helping us out there. And other than that, guys, enjoy the Red Sox-Yankee series. I think it's going to be a good one. Both the co-hosts here have a split. We'll see how it turns out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Sorry, we're closed.